And we are live on YouTube. Welcome back. Today we kind of made the decision to try out the new Kubernetes agent from GitLab, or just next week is KubeCon EU, and we thought, well, maybe let's try something out. And Max couldn't join today, and we thought, well, let's make it a try and error, or maybe try and success storyline. Install the Kubernetes agent and see what we can do with it. And Philip was so kind to prepare or to play around a little yesterday or 2 days ago. And I'm not sure how we should start. Maybe you can share some of your impressions or what you have had in mind when test driving it a bit.
Yeah, so hi everybody. Yeah, it was a spontaneous idea from us that we talk about the new Kubernetes agent. I think it was released in 13.10 or 13.11. I think 13.10, right?
It was released. I think it was rolled out on GitLab.com last week, I think. There is a blog post. And the Kubernetes agent on its own has been in development since last year. But yeah, it's generally available, GA, that's the term. And the technical background is basically it uses the GitOps engine from Argo CD and can be installed into the cluster. So avoiding the certificate-based installation or the integration, and we can just install it, or you did install it into a new Kubernetes cluster as far as I know, and connected it to the GitLab project we have predefined.
Yes, so yeah, basically, I mean, we can start talk a little bit about GitOps. I think, yeah, GitOps for me, maybe, I don't know, Niklas, Nico, you can always jump in if I have a wrong opinion or you have a better opinion, we can collaborate. So for me, yeah, GitOps is like a kind of way to do continuous deployment. So basically the idea why GitOps was invented was about that the source of truth is always your Git repository, and you do not care about how you deploy into your mostly Kubernetes cluster. So for example, before, or what I also used before was CI/CD with GitLab. So we, for example, pushed in your release of a Docker file, then we manually in the CI raised the tag. So, but in the Git repository, we never knew which version of the deployment was rolled out because we injected the tag of the image, for example, or the Helm chart or whatsoever manually via CI/CD. And yeah, there GitOps comes in, which when you go to the Git repo, there's always the tag in the manifest, and you know always, hey, this is deployed. So AKA source of truth. And basically how GitOps is working, you have for example, a Kubernetes cluster, and then you have an agent which is running in your cluster and which monitors your Git repository for changes. So you can configure it on the branch for sure, but normally it refers to the head of the repository. So it continuously monitors your Git repository when something is changed, like update manifest. It will pull and applying the changes to your from a Kubernetes agent and applies in your cluster. This is basically for me what is like GitOps. And yeah, we normally the big players there I think is Flux CD and Argo CD. Flux, yeah, and I have Tekton. I don't know if Tekton is still in use.
But Tekton is CI in Kubernetes.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
It's push-based.
Yeah. Okay, but then it's like Flux and Argo. Yeah, go on, please.
Yeah, mostly. So from my understanding, what GitOps or all this stuff is mostly code. It's mostly only named coming from a meta perspective. So it's more like a release manager that running in software inside your Kubernetes cluster. So he doing the real releases and deployments mostly instead of you doing it. And the main change between CI and CD is mostly that with the GitOps approach, that you're using a pull-based approach, so that what Philip already described, so that you're watching for changes and pulling it into the cluster, into his local state, and then applying it to the Kubernetes cluster where it's currently running in. So that's the main difference. Instead of using it when you would use CI/CD, a normal CI/CD pipeline, your typical steps would be to connect to the cluster and then pushing the changes from your current CI/CD system into the Kubernetes cluster. That's the main reason. A big benefit of that is that you have more security controls within GitOps agent mostly, because then you can restrict the agent what he should allow to do and so on. And it's really in a separate, it's not in a separate consent, but it's in the same area mostly where it's stay, and not you have two different systems, because everyone from us knows the typical case. So your ICD system is mostly allowed to do everything that you want to do. For example, if you are applying Terraform or something like that, probably this CI/CD user has all permissions to execute everything. So, and that also from the attack surface, from the security side, that's really interesting, because nowadays there are a lot of more papers about supply chain security attacks, so that people tries to get into the CI/CD pipelines and trying to evict their the malicious code to get more permissions, mostly because these systems are mostly permission based or privilege based. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe one further buzzword from my side. So for me, it's also aimed with the desired state use cases. So basically, you having the GitOps operator and Kubernetes cluster, making sure that the stuff you're describing GitOps or in the Git repo is really running in a Kubernetes cluster. So basically, it helps you to not have, let's say, a CD pipeline with complex tasks or any logic or so. Which I see pretty often at customer side. So it's basically really desired state. You're describing the stuff in the Git repo, and the operator, Argo, Flux, whatever, makes sure that this state is met in the Kubernetes cluster.
I have one question before we go, before you continue, because I didn't look into that. So the GitOps agent, is it free? Can I use it in the free tier, or do I need to have a special tier to use it? Because it's probably a different.
On-prem, you would need premium, yes, or you need premium plan, yes.
Yeah, okay. Because and this is like the architecture preview. You need to have the server component where the agent communicates with. So on GitLab.com SaaS, our infrastructure team operates that, and we have it enabled for our everyone can contribute group. And on self-hosted, you basically have the server component as part of the enterprise version.
Okay, so that's also a difference between when using ROCD or some other GitOps engine.
Yeah, so it could be that it will be open sourced, but for now it's available for customers. You could also like look into different GitOps providers. It's just one way of approaching GitOps and infrastructure as code and everything around it. And the good thing is, and this is my personal opinion, it reuses what's already there with the GitOps engine and shares or contributes back to the project which Argo CD initiated.
It makes also sense that it's a paid tier because it improves also your code base mostly. Because probably when I remember this, when I read first time about the Kubernetes agent, so there's also the admission, probably you know the geo feature, so the geo replication feature of GitLab. Mostly it's also a paid tier. If you're a big customer or you have GitLab running in multiple regions, probably also the agent can give you some benefits in terms of latency, because the agent will pull all the code, the Git code, have it locally on the base, and doesn't need to reapply every time. And everyone needs to clone every time the repository again and again. So that will reduce also the latency, and the code execution will be a little bit faster on the deployment side. It's also like a mirroring effect.
I think also one of the main motivations for security, because you want the the Kubernetes agent to connect to the server or initiate the connection, and then they communicate over sockets, rather than having the GitLab server or GitLab SaaS offering reaching out to your private Kubernetes cluster. You don't want to open any ports, and like having an agent running in your DM set connecting to the GitLab instance somewhere else. This is also like a huge improvement, and I think I've seen huge customer demand in several issues for that. But yeah, it's let's maybe dive a little deeper into the workflow and how it works.
So basically, to run the operator, you need three things. You need the properly configured Kubernetes cluster. You need one config YAML, which tells the agent your configuration, and you need some manifests, which are applied to the cluster later. So AKA, or known as workload, let's say. Okay, to get started, here's some workflow. I also checked it. Set it to Kubernetes agent. We come to it later. Config, we also come later to it. So this is one part which I discovered, that we have to create with the GitHub Rails agent. We have to generate a token at the agent. So this was the first topic I stumbled a little bit, because I did not know the GraphQL interface from GitLab. I don't know if anybody of you know it or ever worked with it. So me not. So this what I prepared a little bit. So basically, what you need here, this is our config. Yeah. So every in the .gitlab folder with agents, then you name the agent, and then you have the config YAML. Yeah, if you see it. And this agent name we already also need here. So what I prepared a little bit is I created a small repository here, GitLab agent etc with the git keep file. So what we do here now is a new file. We do config.yaml, and in the config YAML, oops, wrong window. We will need we will define our configuration, what we want to use. Yeah. So, but the important thing for us that GitLab agent, and I called our agent for now ECC, for everyone can contribute. This we have to keep in mind. Yeah. So when we go here to our README file, then we can already prepare it here. So ECC is our agent name, and then we go to our. We will take the path of our Git repository. So as we are gitlab.com. So it's here, path to your configuration project. Should be this one here.
You could also use the project ID.
No, this was for me. I don't know if it's. Do you think you could use the project ID? This was from me. This. You sure?
Okay, I'll probably need to have another input.
Yeah, I wrote project ID to remind me to edit it.
Okay. Yeah, because sometimes when you're using the REST API of GitLab, you can use the path or the ID.
So. Yeah, the thing is, oh my god, too many browsers here. Sorry. There's a path to your configuration project, so I'm not sure if it will work. And let's try with this one. So this one, and then you have the GraphQL browser from GitLab, which I discovered new. This one is this here. Yeah, I never noticed before. So yeah, and there we go with our configuration. Yeah, we mutate, we create an agent. We register it to the GitLab backend. I think that was the purpose here. Create a GitLab Rails agent to associate it with the configuration repository project. Creating this record also creates a secret. Genau. So we need, our agent needs a secret to communicate with the GitHub, with the Git repository, and this will be created here. So what we do now is we play it, and hopefully we will get some response.
And the authentication is mostly done by your login token from GitLab.com, right?
Yes. I hope it will work. Like yesterday it was faster.
Yeah. Maybe we're hitting the Netflix streaming times.
See, okay, and then we get some feedback here. So we get some output. So we get ID, GitLab clusters agent for the free, and this ID 183 we will need later in the later step, as we can see here. cluster agent ID is the cluster agent ID taken from the previous mutation. And then this we will take now. No, I can't. I will copy this one here. And then I will go to this step and then cluster agent ID. And then, I don't know, we can, I think this was optional stuff. Optional description, required name to give. Okay, so description is optional, name is interesting for us. So what we can do now is, I would say, ECC token, I would say description, and our name is, I don't know, I could also ECC token. It's shorter, then everyone can contribute to write. Okay, so we will take also this code here. This is the important one because first we created the agent, we registered the agent with the GitLab Rates agent backend. Oh my God. And now we are creating the token for us. So we will delete it later. So, but for now, we'll do it. And then we fire also this one. And here we get our secret. Oh, you want to ask something?
Yeah, I just wanted to highlight if requests take a bit, we have an incident open in production right now.
Okay.
So if you're getting any unexpected errors, we probably should try again.
Okay, so we have now our secret here, and that's all we need for now. So everything should be okay from this side. My God. So create an agent record in GitLab. This is done from our side. So we have still the config open. This will we do a little bit later in this step. And now we can install our agent to the cluster, basically. Or we could start with the config. I don't know what. Yeah, but let's install the agent first, and then let's see if we have a connection. And then if nothing to apply, we should see some logs, or I don't know. Yeah. I also prepared a little bit because I did not like the default name. So what we do now is, first we need a Kubernetes cluster. Sorry, I forgot. So what I decided to just use kind. We just create a cluster with kind. So Kubernetes and Docker, config, and then kind config. So this kind config just applies. I know we have one master node and one worker node, so nothing special here. But if you don't create if you just create it like this, then you will get just one node with just control plane and worker together. Does anybody use something different than kind for local testing?
Case-ready. I use mostly case-ready from Rancher. It's like case-3s in Docker because it has, for me, two benefits. The load balancer works out of the box.
Okay.
So if you have a service with load balancer type, it automatically gets your local IP address. You don't need to do anything. And the volume provisioning work also out of the box so that you have volumes for the nodes.
Okay.
Yeah,
but
you can achieve.
But kind automatically, when it's finished, is your current kube context then. This is K3D, doesn't have this.
Oh, it has this by default.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You should probably use an old version of that.
Yes,
because
maybe.
The main pain point is when you use kind and you want to use the load balancer and working locally with it, you need to install Metal LB, and then you're in a new complexity level. So, like, you can do that. A lot of people try to do that, but I really like to use kind for CI testing purpose. So, for example, I want to verify that my Helm chart is working correctly. I start a one client cluster, deploy my Helm chart in there, and fetch all the logs and checking for error messages.
Okay. So, not ready. So we wait a little bit.
You need to have a faster machine, or you need to increase your Docker virtual machine.
No, everything's good here. Just give
maybe both.
Yeah, maybe you should close Slack if you have it still open.
No, give it some time. Everything is okay. Okay, now we have a cluster, and what we do now is go back to our workflow. We install the agent, so we create a namespace. We can apply this here, or we can also create something else and create some RBSC stuff here. Okay. So there's also a script down here. So you can use a Docker run, or you can, there are several ways to use it, but there's also an advanced point where you can, where you have a manifest here for this approach. This is already copied down, so it's already here in my local repository, local folder. What we do now is to create a namespace. We, in that namespace, Kubernetes agent, yes, we generate the secret with the token we got before. What was the output from the GraphQL stuff from the where we registered our agent? So this is our secret. So we're clear. We don't sees it, and then we go to the resources. We can look a bit around. What we do, we create a service account called GitLab agent. We have a deployment for the GitLab agent. So there I found 2 images available, latest and stable. So I didn't check what's the difference, but I used latest for now. Then I find something useful for kind, for example. It's like this. So it's gRPC, and then host Docker container. Use it when connecting from Docker or from kind. So I think it's a special option for Docker. If you use containerd, you don't have to enable it. But as we're using kind, we are forced to it. And here, I think you can change the backend where the agent connects to. So for now, it's the web service from Kubernetes agent on GitLab.com. And when you have an omnibus installation on-prem or any other prem, I think you would change this part. Yeah. And yeah, that's it. Basically, here we have some cluster roles, GitLab agent write. We apply some create, update, patch verbs to all object groups. Then we have a cluster role binding for this GitLab agent write binding, GitLab role. And we have an agent read role. Yeah, basically you can read all this here. So what we have to do now, because I changed the namespace, so I will update some of this commands for me, for our setup here. And I find namespace, place also namespace here, okay. Okay, because we created the GitLab agent service account in the namespace GitLab Kubernetes agent, so I would just change the namespace here for this cluster role bindings to make it work. Okay, Niklas, you had a question?
We need to be a little bit careful, right? Because now with the cluster role that we are currently giving, we give the Kubernetes agent full access to the whole Kubernetes cluster so that you can create all resources. Probably later we can try out to deploy a GitLab agent only in one namespace that is only allowed to execute changes in the current namespace where it's placed. So that, because this is also a benefit of GitOps, so that you can have multiple GitOps instances. So for example, that the case could be that you have one namespace per team and each team has its own release manager or its own GitOps engine, and they are only allowed to update their resources in their namespaces.
Yeah. We could definitely play around. I just want to check in the repo. We have nothing. Okay. Okay. So we replace the namespace thingies. Here's no namespace. Okay. Looks good for now, I think. So we are ready to execute. Okay, there we see the same output. Service account created, deployment was created. We created some cluster roles and cluster role bindings, and then we go now, okay, in GitLab. Okay, get all containers creating. We see a replica set is created with 1, and the GitLab agent deployment is not ready at the moment. We can also check if there's any service. I don't think so. Is there any secret? Okay, our token was created. That's nice. So we just have to wait until the pod is ready. Maybe it will take some time. On my machine only, because Niklas' machine, everything will be finished already.
Awesome. Do you run currently in M1 or do you have a normal Intel Mac?
I have an i7.
Intel.
Okay.
Intel is old.
What should I do?
Hey,
Yeah, I want to wait to M2 or something. M.1, M1.5, M2. I don't know.
yeah, let's see
Currently,
about it.
So what we already can do. Sorry, in the meantime. Okay. Okay, so I think it looks good now because it tells us on the remote end that it does not find any file called GitLab agent etc config YAML. This is, I think, good because we did not configure anything yet. Endpoint is up, so everything looks good here on this side. So we can go on to configure our stuff in the config.yaml. And therefore, I found also a repository. It's here, I think, Kubernetes agent configuration repository. The same again, .gitlab agents, then the name of your agent. So this is the point what Niklas mentioned, that you can register more agent, and then you can do something for every namespace. You can do different permissions. That's a good thing. So this we can check out later. And here's the description how the file should look like. So it's called GitOps manifest projects, and then you can configure your ID. You can, from what I read, you can configure many IDs, as many IDs you want per agent. Yeah, and there's some configuration parameters. You can exclude some paths, you can exclude some resources, you can include some resources. Yeah, you can look around. But for now, I think we just want to deploy some stuff. So what we want to do is our path is here. I created something. Here's GitOps examples, GitOps examples, and then what have we have? I took the famous potato head application because maybe this shows at best. I don't know. I don't have a better showcase in mind to show the GitOps approach. So, okay.
I think it's great. We will tell Alois and Jürgen later on.
Yes. So here I already prepared because from the time I downloaded just the manifest file from the potato application. It's available on GitHub. Potato -head. And there you have 3 versions already. It's 0.1.0 and so on. So we can play around and push our stuff and look how the GitHub agent will change our application. Okay, so here, glob. This looks good, or check it. Glob. Read all YAML files from team apps and all subdirectories. If path is not specified or is an empty list, the configuration below is used. Okay, so this looks good. So everything what is YAML and JSON. So that's one thing to know. At the moment, I think the GitLab Kubernetes agent only supports YAML and JSON files. So I think normal vanilla Kubernetes files and I don't know, JSONnet or something. Never worked with JSON on Kubernetes.
now you
For
can
deployments.
Yeah, you can.
You can transform it, maybe. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, by default, in the typically it's funny because coming from the hierarchies, so I think YAML is a subset of JSON. So and you can render it back and forth. So that's the reason why it's mostly JSON and YAML. And I think in Kubernetes, all the stuff is really in the backend. It's stored in JSON.
Yeah.
It's stored in.
Yeah, maybe you can apply the JSON and that transforms it, yes. So, for example, if you're using Helm, I think in the repository you have to use the CI, then you have to Helm template your Helm stuff to make YAML out of it.
Yeah.
Because natively the Kubernetes agent for now does not support Helm.
Yeah, but I think it will become in a really fast way because this mostly is standard that everyone right now is using all these things.
Okay, so I think we are good. So we are applying the ID. This is our repository, and we apply everything inside what is YAML. So does anyone have a different opinion? No, it looks good, huh? If path is not specified or is an empty list, the configuration below is used. But why is it *****?
Because it doesn't use the first directory. It's going from the root of the Git repository.
Okay.
And then it star means ignore all subfolders so that it uses your, if you're looking, if it would be only one star in the first, it would go only to check for GitOps examples, for example, and then for all YAML JSON and YAML JSON. So if you have star, it looks for also in Potato Head and Kiverno and so on.
Okay, so
it's a white hat for subfolding mostly.
Okay, so we should use this here, right? We only want Potato Head for now. Correct, right?
No, then it would look only on the hierarchy. Then it would look on the root of a project. As it was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try copy pasting things and see if it works.
We could use this here, right? GitLab, and then we could use this. This will work.
Not sure.
No, you need to add GitOps examples before then. The full path.
But wait, you think? Because we are already in the manifest.
Let's try and let's see.
He was an easier example. Aha, here. path to your manifest. I think you're right. Before was good. Okay, we change it back. Okay, let's go for it. Okay. So
or it works in the other way, right? Okay, he's routing from the ID point and then all sub-manifests in the file will be rendered. Okay, that makes sense.
No. We just applied now. Okay, so what we would do is we want to apply the Potato Head here for now. We want to apply the config. And we just apply to main now because we are breaking any patterns. Add Kubernetes agent config and potato head git push. Hopefully here we should see our chains already or not. That's still pushing. Oh, my fans are starting.
It's my machine. Really intensive. It goes through the matrix, so through this matrix.
Let's go again here. What is here going on in our meantime? Oh my God, really?
Yeah, it's our incident is still going on.
Okay.
Check what it is.
I'm glad that it's not my PC. It's GitLab.com.
Yeah,
could be also my internet.
No, it's us. Or my infrastructure and the SRE team members have fun investigating right now.
It's the website affected mostly, so that means mostly SSH could be also affected by that. So if you're using HTTPS for using the pull and push, if you're using probably SSH only, then it will be faster because it's a different service.
Not sure about it, but yeah, probably we are like picking the right time to demo something when everything is under high load.
Let's wait a little bit. Some things need some time.
Yeah, and typically such 500s which are happening. Just looking into an issue, and share the link with you. It's a public issue as always. Just need to find the Zoom chat.
We can check just what we did. We insert the so we configured the create an agent record in GitLab. We insert the agent. We configured. Okay, yeah, everything should be good. Troubleshooting. There's also some demo repository here. We can also check this.
Can we
This maybe would just enough to just specify the potato and no paths.
Yeah, because it uses the default paths that we are currently specifying, right? But also what you can do, I figured out through reading through the documentation, you can also see the status of the agent, right? So when you're clicking on operations in Kubernetes.
You think? Where can I see it? Sorry.
Operations, Kubernetes.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the documentation should appear. GitLab agent clusters.
GitLab agent managed clusters. Yeah, there's it. Wow. What we can do here. Nice.
And you can see
use
all the access tokens.
Yeah, but you don't. Yeah, more about installing. Let me check in the meantime.
Interesting.
No, it's still trying. Okay. You could. So you mean the ECC token? Okay. Yeah, we should give it a better
agent
name.
is named ECC. So and we specified our token ECC token.
Yep.
So if the push doesn't work, we could manually copy paste into the web IDE.
Yes.
Yes. Just picking what's possible because
yes. Yes. I can do it.
Oh, we need to find more fancy ways. Let's think if there are more fancy ways.
we could also create a base 64 encoding, and I have no idea how this works in the web interface. But the thing we used to do in the past was sharing our Git diffs over Java, and like pasting the plain text unified diff from Git is like sometimes an emoji. And so we came to the conclusion to encode it in base 64 and then decode it again. And so we did some pair programming remote. Oh, cool. So we talked enough.
No, it's not done. Okay, sorry.
Can you maybe stop it and try again on the CLI?
I don't know if you can stop it and Git for its code.
Currently, I think when you now try the push, Git index will be created, so a locking mechanism, because the other process currently on it. But I think we can try to do that. Otherwise, we could cancel that.
You mean just push it over the CI, what?
Yeah.
Oh.
The push is enough, mostly.
Yeah, what I've also learned is git push origin head.
Push the current
instead of the branch name, which I cannot remember. And sometimes ZSH doesn't provide branch autocompletion. If you close Visual Studio Code, it should be gone, and we can just push from a regular terminal.
Okay.
Did we commit? So are the things which are okay? So the other things which you modified are not important right now.
Not for now. I will go to the web IDE and paste it.
Probably not.
Yeah, okay.
On
git push dash. Okay. Only the verbose output dash VVV or something.
So
like
this we just do it like this, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The incident probably was caused by the new emojis that was introduced yesterday in iOS. So with no new emojis in our database, base friends are really happy about that to fix that, so that the UTF codes are not in place.
Really?
No, I don't know if it's a technical GitLab, but I read yesterday a tweet about that. So that someone was joking, yeah, probably we have 270 new emojis, and probably that will create a lot of pain for many developers.
I'm not sure about that.
What? Okay.
They have a famous.
This directory, new file. Upload file.
What are you?
We could also create a pipeline.
I just tried out the upload file thing. Yeah. Well,
oh, you found a feature.
You need to. I think you need to have it in the Finder. I think it doesn't work by copy and paste from. But you can go directly from VS Code.
Upload. Yeah, but I did it from VS Code.
Didn't go on VS Code. I mean, open the Finder. Can directly be done from.
Where is it?
I would copy paste the text.
Yeah, let's go.
Like
let's go with the text.
Command A, Command C, and then.
Yeah, I want out the new file this directory, and then it says main here.
On the main branch. So and then
main branch.
Yeah, okay. Config.yaml.
Let's just imagine that we are in production and nothing works.
You need to have the path is /.gitlab/agent and then the.
That's what I mean. But there was like, hey, please create this here. Okay. I just go here and then copy it.
And with web IDE, it's easier.
I just copy it here. Come on.
I'm writing the blog post for the sessions we do in the web IDE.
Config. Commit.
Writing the blog post live while someone else does the workshop is super convenient with the web IDE.
Okay, so
that's the reason why I can publish it right after.
Do you see what he did now?
Directory? Yeah, it works.
No, it did like.
Yeah, okay.
Why?
It did?
Open the web IDE and move it.
My God. We have a new how to not use GitLab.
Just use the menu.
Okay.
Move. Rename move, and then you edit the path where you want to.
I hope the people have time today.
They will watch us how to use the right editor to edit files. No, just kidding. The static site editor is I wouldn't call it simpler approach, but it's like the direct file-based editor. And the web IDE provides you with a structure and an overview, and you can also do a diff and reviews in there, similar to Visual Studio Code, where you can also do reviews since a few releases. And it's not perfect yet, but the web IDE has helped me so many times when I didn't have any local environment, or I'm also fixing bugs on the website and the handbook on my iPad. This works also pretty good, because when I see things I need to fix them, I cannot like create a ticket to fix a typo. This is something, just fix it. And so the web IDE can be really helpful. And I think in our case, with the incident still going on, and I think it's database related somehow. It's really amazing to see the live updates in the incident issue. So many beautiful Grafana graphs.
Okay, here. How can I quit here? Yeah, here, okay. Okay, I think now we're good.
I think it's a good way of approaching things when nothing works and you still have like an entry point of uploading a file or doing something.
Okay, so what's
or when you have locked out yourself, if for example SSH key doesn't work for some reason, you can still use second factor, log into your GitLab account and do something.
Okay, we have GitLab agent ECC config YAML, GitOps examples, potato head, and here's our manifest. So the repository nearly looks good. Okay.
Yeah, the only thing you need to do now is reset your local head and pull. So for the repository, because otherwise you have a pull merge conflict later. Or yeah, I don't know.
I will do it later. I will do it later.
We'll do it later.
But I'm wondering why he says agent configuration file not found. GitLab agent config YAML. Oh, did we do a mistake? Agents. Haha, we did a mistake. Okay. Why? Not we, I. Okay.
No, we are all in this together.
Yeah. Oh, GitLab. I think I did the same rename. I think I did the same thing yesterday. I did not learn. Yesterday I did not learn.
I wouldn't have known it either, so no worries.
To agents. Yeah, I think because I did it yesterday. So okay. Error settings. Update Dito. What? What's happening?
Looks a bit strange.
Reload. Maybe my push come true now. Okay, but it seems to be renamed. Agents, yes. Okay, perfect. So,
seems we're hitting
so we see
some
something
bugs now.
Okay, so what we see now, synchronizing worker, GitOps, project ID, GitOps examples, potato head, and start syncing cluster. So it syncs our potato head, and it says us that Ingress is deprecated in version 1.14. So and will be unavailable in 1.2. So it's a networking Ingress version 1. Okay, so everything looks good. So when we go.
Cluster successfully synced. This is what we want to see.
Yes. Okay, when we go now, let's see. Okay, get NS. We hopefully should have something like, I don't know what we had. Default. Then let's do a k get pods -r. GitLab agent, kindnet. But I think or potato it was not applied. But let's check. Logs. Potato head. So it recognizes start synchronization. Maybe we need a path.
Which path?
What we this one here.
No,
I just
it's
copied
the default path.
This one?
Sorry. No, the log pattern is the default path. So what is the error message? Sorry, I was a little bit too late.
There's no error. Sync successfully. But we could go k kn GitLab.
Yeah, but he says some message that Ingress is deprecated. So I mean, I think it will be executed, right?
Let's see if there's Ingress. I know where this comes from. There's no Ingress in this thing. Namespace, I think it's a general message. Get events. Also no.
Can you check probably checking all pods or something like that? So probably it's running in a different namespace.
I did already.
Okay.
There should be namespace demo space, but I don't know if you have to give some parameter. As we can check here. Default namespace. Maybe we should this. namespace use if not set explicitly in object manifest. Okay, but in the object manifest we said demo space, correct? Correct.
Yeah, but you need to create the namespace, right? Otherwise it won't work.
You
No, you
think?
created it first at first resource. Okay.
But yeah, but in the demo namespace to use if not set explicitly in object manifest should be okay. And the GitOps operator will apply the files, okay? And the YAML file has a create namespace. And from the RPSC permissions we had, it can create the namespace. Agreed?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm wondering if this is maybe the issue, because when you go back here in our repository, we only specified this here, which I found here also configs. GitOps project. Configure example GitOps project. Is it here available? No. Okay. Then we have something from
Agent is named wrong.
Huh?
Right? Go back to our repository.
Yeah, we already, so here we fixed it already. I think here it's wrong. That's right. I have to update my local stuff. But I think we are working on a web IDE right now. So
Okay.
as you could not get a push through. Check it here.
Can you paraphrase what you're thinking right now?
Yeah, I'm thinking if we should just enable this path here. What we tried. So I did not use this here. So I'm thinking if we should use this.
Yeah, let's try it out.
Yes. Configure and edit. As we could do here, right? Is it correct? ID pass club, okay.
Yeah.
Commit. Okay. Okay. And GitLab. Okay. Logs. Watch failed. What's this here? Error. Persistent volume. RPSC. Allow watch bookmarks. Successfully synced. Right at this time. Okay.
Could it be a problem of with the dip push that we currently also have? Because it underneath uses also did to fetching the changes?
I'm not sure. Watch failed, he says here. But this is the local cluster. This is the default cluster service, I would say. Get k-n default. Oops. K-n default. Get service looks like the default cluster IP.
The GitOps examples potato head, is that a GitLab URL or GitHub?
What do you mean? In the
image, I think.
In the ID.
GitHub container registry.
No. In the config YAML.
Yep.
The ID is GitOps example / potato head.
This is ours.
It's the folder. So it's looking like what's the folder.
Okay, and the folder is exactly named like that.
Yeah, you check. No, it's all.
Yeah.
I don't. Okay.
Kate agent, GitOps example, potato head. Kate agent is here. GitOps examples, potato head. Yeah.
And
okay,
can you check the log pattern again?
Sorry? Yes. 1 second. Yeah, I got it.
Because we're looking for YAML with A, probably it doesn't look only for YAML without A.
No, both. Okay. With both. Okay, so But thing is, wait, it's here, troubleshooting, what we have. This is kubectl log, agent logs, synced. Yeah, but for me, it looks like, to be honest, to share my thoughts, it recognizes the repository, but here's nothing like, hey, I want to apply manifest.yaml, to be honest. I don't know. Because here.
Go back.
Yeah. Wait.
You mod name GitOps and it's checking for project ID. So that's the project and not the folder on GitLab.
You think it's everyone can contribute?
Yeah, something like that.
Good idea. So we have to.
I think we need a dedicated repository for that.
Yeah.
I think you can also use this.
That's a good point. Thanks, Niklas. Okay,
and also
so
you can use the numeric ID.
No, I do it like this.
No,
okay, but now we're good.
Just create a new
GitOps examples potato head isn't needed.
Why?
Because this will now I understand it. Okay. So with manifest projects, you have the option to have multiple projects using as your GitOps source, right?
Yeah,
so,
manifest projects, yes.
Yeah. So, and currently we have only one manifest project. It's called GitLab Agent.
Here, GitLab org. So if you could, GitLab read and GitLab Agent. Yeah, we could.
These are all projects. You cannot specify any subdirectories.
You can specify subdirectories with the paths. So if you see in the example.
Okay, so we have to do like this, right? Kate's agent.
Okay.
Remove
like
that.
This, okay?
Yeah, and
like
remove
this?
the last. Yeah, and now we could have multiple. Remove that again.
Which one?
In the glob.
Remove it.
In line 5.
Okay.
Okay, and now we would apply all YAMLs. So, and in line 5, if you place the asterisk with GitLab examples potato head.
No,
let me copy it
GitOps
wrong.
examples,
Yeah.
right?
Sorry, I copied it wrong. GitOps examples / potato head.
Now the GitLab is correct.
Yeah, and now it would look for all the stuff, yeah.
Because Potato Head has the config YAML or the manifest YAML inside, and that matches. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, learning by doing.
Yes.
Now, afterwards, everyone is wondering, update config YAML. Yeah, we're learning by doing. Not thinking about the best commit message now.
Yeah, we can rebase and force push afterwards. It's fine.
There's a watch here. Was it watch?
Yeah, that's
you
true.
can't you? We have to do
F for follow.
Watch. F follow. Okay.
Yeah.
Like tail -f probably.
Yeah. Dash.
Okay, everyone can contribute. Okay. No, GitOps. Everyone can contribute. Okay.
Successfully
Updating operation state, successfully synced, no more tasks. Okay. Okay, get pods -r. No. We just have to read better, I think. Okay, again, come on. So no application. The ID is the path of the GitLab repository Kubernetes resource definitions. We could also set potato head there, I think.
No, we need to create a new repository then, otherwise. So I think the main idea is that we have separate repositories. So one for the.
Okay, yeah, sorry, go on. Sorry, I just read it loud, sorry.
Okay, yeah, I don't want to disturb you. So the main idea is that you have multiple repositories. So one would be that you have the GitLab agent or Kubernetes agent config repository, what we currently access, and then you have the option to have multiple repositories to instruct where these GitLab agents should look like for changes. But it should work with our own stuff. Let's make it easy to see if it works or not. Use, instead of GitOps examples, use ***. Yeah.
Also for this, or like this?
You don't need that.
Okay, got it.
I think.
Okay.
Probably, and if it doesn't, we create a new repository.
No, we will look. Otherwise, we do 2 asterisks again. So it should be. I'm not so. So how often does he change the stuff? It's
something happened. Oh. Namespace default demo space. Okay, this looks good now. Okay, get pods minus -a. Okay, no, it looks not good. We have some errors here. GitOps error can contribute resource key deployment hello service error retrieving current configuration is forbidden. User GitLab cannot get resource deployments and RP group apps in the namespace demo space. Could it be an issue
with our airbag permissions? Our agent can't deploy by default in other namespaces?
Maybe that we need to define the default namespace, like you had it open in the documentation.
Can you go back to the resources? So
yes, for sure. Here. So agent write is a cluster role binding. Yeah, cluster role.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not,
maybe we need to define the namespace to GitLab Kubernetes agent.
Can you check which service account is attached to the deployment of a GitLab agent?
Yes, sure. Okay, in GitLab. GitLab agent token service account GitLab agent looks good.
Yeah, going back to the resource, I need to check it because I can't.
Yes. Create, update, delete, patch. What does he say? Sorry, I just jump here. Give me 1 second. He said what verb he wanted. Deployment cannot get resource deployments in RP apps. There's nothing about create. He wants to get something. Get. But get he has. Get.
But it's another role. Right? Going down a little bit.
But it's the same service account. GitLab agent service account.
Did you modify the resources YAML and not apply it to the cluster yet?
We modified this, but we can easily just check it. We can just apply resources. YAML. Nikas, you know what my issue was? I applied the file in the namespace, I think. In the namespace GitLab and not on cluster wide, you know? That was
the cluster role will be deployed by default.
Yeah, but I specified in my README, I think. Yeah, but why is it configured now? I did this here already. Here unchanged. But I specified the namespace.
Can you execute the command? I want to see what's happened then in kubectl.
This here I did here.
Yeah, but there you use the namespace. On the last command, you don't use the namespace selector.
So what should I do? With the namespace or without namespace?
with a namespace now.
Okay, just do it like this.
Okay.
Unchanged.
Probably I would say
Okay.
it's not. It was not saved. Okay, let's check the logs of the agent again.
Yep, sorry. Wrong command. Where is it? Good. Looks. Okay. From when time is it? Some time ago. 5 minutes ago. What?
Probably check now if something is there. Or
Mhm.
till no, I think you need to no, you don't need to the pod because every request goes to the API server and will be authenticated again, so it's fine. Don't need to restart the pod for that. Let's chill the pod. Let's see if it.
Yeah, but why is it 5 minutes ago? Okay. Delete pod.
Probably because he has an internally not to spam the API. He has a fallback crash loop or something like that.
Running. Okay.
Yeah. I can also really recommend you to use kubetail.
Yeah.
It's a really
kubetail.
cool. I can send the link later. It's better than kubectl hooks.
Okay, looks.
No, we don't follow.
But again, cannot create service account GitLab Kubernetes and GitLab cannot create resource deployments and API group apps in the namespace demo space.
I think demo space is the namespace the potato head thing uses,
Yes.
right?
So so it tries to do the right thing, but it can't. But why? Why?
Can you go back? Can you show me back the logs?
Yes, sure.
Resource. Can you go up a little bit?
Yeah.
Go more up. Okay. Ah, you see, he's replying by itself.
Where?
You see, currently he's replaying all the potato head stuff. And also deploying GitLab agent read, GitLab write. So I think we override the permissions by GitOps by itself because it's in the Git repository.
Is it?
Yeah, that's the reason why you should have separate repositories. It's easier.
Oh, so you're doing config inception now.
Okay, just for you, I will delete this file and then let's see if you're right.
Lame.
No, not delete this file. Create a new repo and move the
fix. Or you
examples.
use your fixed local version of the resource. Am I right?
Yeah, but we can just remove it from here. It was just for demo purposes. I just remove it from here. Why I should create a new repo? It's slow, Michi, now because I could not push. I just delete the file for now. We don't need it.
Why not?
Yeah, not in this way. So, okay, apply resources.
And that was also the reason why the stuff was changed.
Yeah, but the repository is called K8S agent now. So it should only contain what's needed to configure the agent. And the GitOps example is a demo application. This should live in a different repository.
But yeah, sure. See, again, it's configured. So you're right. It overrided our nice. How to not do GitOps. Okay. Now, should we delete? We could also check.
The
We don't
learning
need to
from
do anything.
today
It should be synced now. So
Okay,
check
git
now
pods.
for pods.
repositories are cheap.
No,
Hmm.
okay, good.
Probably it doesn't do now changes. That's the problem. Because he fails sometimes.
Failed. Deployment is forbidden. When was it? 12. 2 minutes ago. I just delete the pod. Okay. Delete pod.
So, Michael, do you know if there is a plan for having a CLI for the GitLab Kubernetes agent?
To be honest, I don't know. Let me see. There is a direction page which has some epics.
Oh, there we are. We deleted it now because before it thinks requires pruning. See, it said somehow it thought it's already there. Demo space. Someone
But
else
now
saw
it's
it.
deleted our GitLab Kubernetes agent stuff outside then.
What?
Our service account and so on from permissions.
Cannot. Okay. Yeah, but okay, let's see. But the application is there.
Yeah, but please apply the resource again afterwards
Okay. Let me.
to see if
But
there are changes.
why it's overwriting our things? Okay. I got. Okay. Okay. Port forward 9,000. 9,000. I think it was.
You need only to specify 9,000. It's fine. Automatically, it will map to the port. You don't need to specify host and container port.
Okay, nice. Okay, so we're online here. Version 0.1. 0.10. Okay, so our workflow is now apply resources again.
Yeah, only to check if they are changed now through the last GitOps step, because he said pruning some stuff, and that's the reason.
Unchanged. Huh? But here C is created. Because now, but it's right now. It didn't specify the namespace.
The namespace. Okay.
But it doesn't matter. Okay, so we have to create the names. Yeah, but normally it's GitLab.
Now you need to write it in the deployment and in the service. I think it's not written in the service in the deployment. That's the problem.
We have to add this like this here. Wait. Namespace. Deployment doesn't matter, huh?
No, deployment needs also every resource you want to have in a separate namespace. You need to annotate it by the metadata.
Okay.
Otherwise, it will use the default namespace. It will use the namespace where your kubectl is currently connected.
Yeah, but so don't make a change if you specify the kubectl. Okay.
Cluster role don't need to have. It's not namespace. It's cluster based, so you don't need to specify.
Yeah, thanks. Sorry, thanks. Okay, now we are ready to update our application, right? GitHub examples, potato head. Then we just do this and 0.1. Commit, update, potato to commit.
I'm thinking about creating a repository for the GitOps example. Should I create a group or should I create a project?
It's for group. We could have it per user or something like that. So if anyone wants to use this own playground.
So what we see here is that. Oh my God, what is he doing? Okay, it created some. It created some of pods for this.
It's the same pod. It's your watch events. If you check, the IDs are the same.
Yes, it's true. Yes. Oh my God, yeah. So what is 23 seconds ago, I created a new pod automatically. We didn't specify any CD for this. So this was our GitLab Kubernetes agent, and it will delete the other one. But why is the container creating here?
Because for 2 minutes ago, you did a kubectl apply on your resources without -n. That's the reason why the GitLab
yes. Oh my God!
So
today is.
I want others to follow along.
You need to delete the deployment. The pod will come back again because it created the deployment.
Nikas is always right.
So
Mostly
the-
they paid for that.
GitLab
the-
agent.
K8A's the Kubernetes agent repository is like the main entry point for documentation, samples, and other things. The potato head should live in a separate repository so that people can just like include it in their own playground. And my ask would be now, what should be the name of the repository?
Good. So
Should it be
examples,
just
everyone can
Gitpod
contribute.
examples?
Yes.
Okay, then.
Everyone can, every ECC, maybe ECC GitOps example, something like this.
Yeah, we have every contribute is already
so,
contained in the
yes.
sub URL.
Okay, yes. Okay, so here version
Yeah.
0.11 is rolled out automatically. And what we now do again is to the web IDE
No.
to
Let's don't use now the web IDE. Go to the deployment.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Okay. Edit deployment tabs. Hello service. Okay. Oh.
And now update the other image version, please. Because this is the one big benefit when it works correctly.
Ignore what I pasted in the Zoom chat. Made a mistake.
Okay, so it tried to do something.
Can you check now GitLab.com, the repository?
GitLab.com, yeah.
And check the repository by itself, not with the web IDE.
Yes.
And okay, can you refresh it again?
1 second. Yes, refresh.
Ah, okay, that's currently not supported. Okay. Interesting.
Oops, sorry. Okay, good put. Okay, let's see. Okay, port forward. So we rolled out 1.0, 1.2, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But probably the operator or the agent should override all the local changes.
Yeah,
Normally.
probably yes. Let's check the logs. Or probably it's currently, because we have now the first MVP version that you can only use Git as your source, and probably it will be later a feature. But typically in GitOps you can do on both changes. So doing the changes in the repository. So in the application it will be synced back. Or we currently stacking again with the push in the agent.
No more here, updating. So see, one or more tasks are running. But what is this here? Synced. Everyone can contribute. This is the cluster role. Binding requires pruning. Change. Okay. The service unchanged, but when does it run? 5 minutes ago. So we have to wait until it makes a new run, or?
Let's check. I will check it.
Here, message, adding resource synced. Hello service. So it was like 2 hours ago UTC. So time could be wrong. 77. No, it's 5 minutes ago, right? There's no new lock event now.
For me, you are in the past because I have 7 p.m. 22.
Yes, but it's Kubernetes, you know, it's UTC, the current cluster. So that's why it's 2 hours.
Okay. I looked on the seconds and I was wondering why it's 23 when I am 22.
Yeah. So it was so the run was 5 minutes ago, and it doesn't create any new thing at the moment.
Yeah.
So we are here. We are still on 1.2, correct? Yes, 1.2. The GitLab repository, wait, for Niklas, is on still 1.1. So this does not override or does not detect that we changed it locally, right?
Yeah.
For now.
I think we need probably to look in the documentation if it's possible to do that right now or not.
Log errors. Here's the agent certificate authority thingy. Do we have some options here? Agent, there's a token file, config token. I think this is mapped here. Okay. So what do we have here?
Okay, it's one way. It doesn't support that right now.
Where you find it?
I can see it in the diagram.
Ah, here you are.
No,
Watching is watches changed in the manifest directory and pulling applied changes, right?
But we need to also writing code changes. There's there's one point missing. But probably it's like we did an entry and we can look on other options. So in the future.
But what I was wondering, here, now it run, right? So it says about, is there something how often it runs?
I think you can configure it because it's a polling based on resource.
Yeah, but I did not find anything.
So meanwhile, I've moved the Gitpod example repository over. So it should be safe to use.
Okay. But it's still here, okay.
Yeah, I didn't modify your repository now. I was just curious to move it over.
Okay, so I will move the potato and so on to the new repository later, and then remove the resources to the Kate's agent, right?
Yeah, so we have like everything in place if people want to follow along and try things out and see what we did. The only thing is, I don't know if you can configure a polling interval just yet. I was about to look up the
agent version. Docker run pull always. Okay, no.
I'm currently reading the code.
Yeah, that's probably my next step.
It's a deployment file here. Okay, configuration manifest repository deployment. Troubleshooting. Sind die Logs okay? So do we still have? Okay, so but it's also in a state yet. I would say it does not see that we changed it locally, right?
Yeah, it's only one way currently.
But also, if it's one way, it should see, hey, image tag doesn't match, or so.
Now probably what the state could be, okay, hey, I need to test something locally. For example, I need to do a quick fix on the production. I need to tame the file a little, and then you don't want to have GitOps overwriting your changes every time.
Yeah, but how you reinitiate then the sync? Manually?
Manually.
Okay. I think we have to ask Victor, Michi, if it's the desired state, or if we maybe did a mistake. I don't know.
Maybe there's an issue. I just pasted the repository URL in there.
This one here? This one here? This one?
No. In the Zoom chat.
Yeah, wait.
I can also not pronounce it, spell it to you. yeah, this one is the main development repository for the Kubernetes agent. And maybe there are some more insights on that, but probably it's still.
This one is our cars config. I think this one is ours Go. Okay.
The thing is, the more feedback we provide and the more issues we create, the better.
Probably there is an issue for that. I didn't find it right now, but.
So one thing which is planned or which is coming is a push-based approach, but the agent initiating the connection and holding open a WebSocket. I've linked, and I have too many tabs open again. I've linked the blog post, which was out yesterday around the 3 ways doing GitOps. And there is a mention at the bottom of a push-based approach using the GitLab Kubernetes agent. And this leads to an issue. No, an epic, even better. This one. This should be coming somewhere in the future. And the most interesting part with that issue is if you open the issue.
Okay, just roll back to version. Okay. In the chat, sorry.
Yeah, there's when you open the blog post and the issue. So this is like the issue for the push-based approach, and one of the things I'm doing is when I'm like reading an issue or an epic, I check the labels on the right-hand side. So if you navigate back into the issue, this is linked in the blog post at the bottom. You can see the categories, Kubernetes management. This is something interesting. The group is configure. Kubernetes agent and Kubernetes integration is done by the configure group. And what else do we have here? Yeah, section is ops. This is the interesting portion. So if you're looking specifically for Kubernetes things, you can navigate by these labels. This is an easier search pattern than to just search all the epics by a keyword. And if you see, you can also see down below the labels, the ancestors. These are the parent epics. And this one, yeah, if you click on that, GitLab Kubernetes agent epic, you get everything collected, which is planned, which is done, which is not done. So this, I will link it in the blog post also, or in the blog post from today. But this is where things are going, and also in the direction page.
I think we broke it. So let me check. I wrote back the. Let me check. I wrote back. So this is the version 0.1, right? Took 2 minutes ago, yes. Okay.
So I'm not sure if you can configure the poll interval, but at least the source code has some insights. So probably we could work on a patch for that.
Probably we can measure it. I'm currently reading a issue about the SLAs, and I think there are primitive metrics in there.
Yeah, there's a histogram for GitOps _poll_interval.
Yeah.
It's visible in the issue in the search I just linked.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a fan of recursive searching in the source code for specific patterns. I know this is sometimes faster than searching the issues.
I wonder what's happening if I kill the pod.
The world is burning.
I wonder if then, hopefully Kubernetes recreates the pod for me. Okay, good pods.
What are you trying to do currently?
I just wondered why it does not roll out my new pod. Okay, kubectl, pull forward 9000. I just wanted to check. I changed the version on GitLab. Okay. I want to check now if we broke it or not. So now we go, okay, edit deployment, what Niklas wanted to do. Let's do it manually to version 101. Good. Put. Okay, so it's terminating. I want to check before we changed the tag manually, and then I changed it in the web editor, and it did not reapply my desired state. I would just want to recheck this if it's true or if it was my mistake. So port forward.
Yeah, I think we're extending the session, but I also want to not stress it.
We're at 2 minutes, then we're done. Okay, so it's 1-1, 0-1-1, and then what we can do is, okay, get pods. It's fine. So 1 minute. Okay, now go here. I just want to check if the manual override or the manual change will be overwritten.
It's no stress. I just wanted to have a look at the clock. I still have time. And leaving with a success is better than leaving unfinished.
Okay, so now we changed it and we should see something happening here. Okay, that was our mistake before. So, okay, pull forward, service 9000, nice to know. And then we go here, and this should be 1.0, 1.2. Okay. Okay. So everything is working.
Okay, let me create a screenshot. And we can probably think about opening up some issues, extending the troubleshooting documentation, telling ourselves that we can create more than one repository. This is something I tweeted.
Yep.
And just see. Oh, the screenshot is really nice.
The thing is, I'm just thinking before we leave with the repositories. We registered how we registered the token. We registered the token. token to the group or to the repository? Yeah, we registered the token. I'm not sure if the agent can authenticate in this other repository. Or we need, yeah. I don't know how we can do it.
I'm not sure. So
I think on this one, Kubernetes, it's a group. I think it's not possible. So you have to use a project. The project is this. Yeah, I don't know how you would do it.
maybe we could follow up next week. There's KubeCon, I think. Yep. I don't know if the keynotes are done at that point when we meet each other. So we could discuss what we've learned and also play a little more with the Kubernetes agent and see how it works. Maybe not use kind, but something else. Or yeah, see what else is in there. Or maybe work on a contribution for the interval together, see how to develop it. Let's go. So probably somehow, yeah, and see how we can like drive it together if you want, if you have time.
Yes, sure. I just wanted to show, I will delete the agents and the tokens.
Oh, yes, please.
So I also, this I researched a little bit. It was also not too easy to find. So let's delete the token here.
Or let's catch up next week and write some docs together or paraphrase some notes into useful documentation. Sounds odd, but think about extending what's already in there.
Okay.
Because to be honest, I have no idea about the GraphQL format. I am a friend of copy paste.
Yes.
Probably a famous Michael Eigner knows a lot more about that.
You mean the Ingenieur Eigner? He's probably listening right now. Yeah, thanks for doing the session today and also preparing some things. And I would say I'm totally looking forward to next week and also to learn what others are finding out with trying the Kubernetes agent. We'll collect the links and everything we did today in a blog post later on. And yeah, we'll see each other next week. Same time, same day, different date.